Are we all ready for some comedy? Give me a woo if you're ready for some comedy. Wow. Can you give me a round of applause for all that you've seen so far? They've been pretty good, huh? Drag comedy. You don't see that in too many places. You saw it here first in Ipswich. You can just see the headlines in the Courier Mail and the QT next week. Irishman recovering after being found wedged between 6 drag queens in Ipswich and Saturday. Yeah. Folks, just some housekeeping before I start. I'll be touching on some very add-on concepts tonight, so if you haven't prepared yourself for that, that's on you, okay? But now might be a good time to get to the bar, get yourself a drink. Okay, maybe take a double dose of your normal medication. So given it's Saturday night at Ipswich, there's a good chance you've probably already done that. Folks, we've got first aiders in the audience. If you need help, you're getting chest pain, just put your hand up. We'll get you at the break because I just don't want to interrupt the flow of my show. Okay. Need to warn you that our defibrillator's gone missing. Somebody took it home to use as part of a sex game, but don't worry, we do have a taser, so we'll definitely be able to restart your heart. Okay. And just a reminder, folks, if anybody does need mouth-to-mouth, we don't want to repeat that situation that we had in the last show, okay? No tongues. I don't care how hot that paramedic was, okay? It's just not appropriate. I don't care how long it's been since you had a snog. Folks, I'm really excited to be here. I'm practically moist, but given this weather, that's understandable. But it's good to be in Ipswich. I love coming to Ipswich. I lived here for 10 years, and the reason I love it, folks, is I love the fact that Ipswich people, they don't give a shit what people think about them. They will happily go to Woolies in an outfit that frankly I'd be reluctant to go to my own bathroom in. No, seriously. They'll happily leave home for their weekly shop with half a dozen kids, barely enough clothes on to shield their gender from the general public. Oh yeah, I got to Bouval Fair one day, yeah. I found clothes just abandoned in the food aisle. Yeah, some fucker got 3 aisles into his weekly shop and thought, I am very overdressed for this scenario. I'll be leaving my Ugg boots and my tracksuit bottoms right here, yeah? But I was actually waiting for someone to come on the intercom and go, excuse me, can a scantily clad lady in aisle 5 please make her way to aisle 3 where someone has very kindly donated the essential bits of clothing you needed when you left home this morning, yes. And can we just remind you that under Queensland Health regulations, exposed breasts are not allowed in the fresh produce area. This is following a very recent event where a visually impaired man was accused of groping a young lady. And yet when we reviewed the CCTV, we were able to confirm that man was just testing the freshness of our melons through a standard sniff and squeeze approach. But good to be here, good to be at Ipswich, folks. Obviously Ipswich is also famous for the fact that Pauline Hanson used to have a fish and chip shop out this way, yeah? Yeah, it's another fine example of why Australia is a land of opportunity. I mean, one minute you could be battering a sausage, next minute you could be influencing climate change policy. Yeah. Obviously Pauline's hamburgers were not known to be halal. Though the shop itself was a maker for tradies looking for a large crumb sausage. I like delivering that last line. I think it's the way large crumb sausage just seems to roll off my tongue. And a certain pleasure I get from being able to wrap my mouth around that particular phrase. Yes, folks, that's where we're going tonight. They're the sort of images you're going to be driving home with, yes. Husbands looking at their wives going, I thought we were just going to some comedy, now I'm going to need fucking therapy. But folks, obviously, I know you had a bit of a situation with the previous Lord Mayor and, unfortunate circumstances. I don't know why he ended up in jail, because I didn't understand the charges, to be honest. Intimidation, assault, they seem like core business skills out this way, you know what I mean? But it was a very unfortunate, but what a story. It had a little bit of everything, didn't it? There was a property developer, secret cash deals, interstate smuggling of drugs, the AFP were involved, yeah. At one stage there was even talks of hookers and sniffer dogs. Obviously I hope for the mayor's sake those last two weren't linked in any way. But folks, can I just say you're all looking amazing. You're all looking absolutely fabulous. I'm really happy. I see people dressed up over here. It's great. The main thing is I'm glad no one decided fucking activewear is an appropriate outfit for tonight. Because I just feel like the world would be a far safer place if we could all agree. Activewear just isn't fucking suitable for everybody. No, seriously. There's a certain body type determined to wear activewear at every opportunity, where the only evidence of physical activity was getting into the fucking activewear. No, but seriously, I just think with activewear, there's just too much information sharing, isn't there? Like, I mean, you get a lot of information. And I just think biology and anatomy education should only ever take place within the confines of a classroom. I don't need a big refresher in the middle of colds at 3 o'clock on a Friday afternoon. You know what I mean? My friend Tina, she came home the other night, right? She came over for her nightly walk. We go out most nights. She came over, she's wearing her brand new leggings from Lorna Jane. They had the Lorna Jane logo printed across the ass like that. I said, they look amazing. Comfy, but they look amazing. We went out for a 45-minute walk, we came back. All you could see was the L and the E. Like, the point I'm trying to make here, folks, is that if your body is actively consuming your activewear, I just think you may need to consider alternative clothing options. But you know, I'm going to tell you, I'm actually designing a brand new type of activewear myself as well, and it's going to be a game changer, yeah. They're called the 5-a-day leggings, yeah. They've basically got a built-in juice extraction system into the leggings. Yeah. I don't know what you're fucking thinking. You're thinking, why didn't I think of that idea? Too late, I already have the patent. It's going to be a game changer. You basically juice as you exercise. I mean, fuck it hell. You know what I mean? No, I did have a problem with when I went for the patent. There was a bit of a design flaw. That's what to do with the pulp that was left in the gusset at the end of the day. But then, I'm a smart fucker. I had one of those aha moments. I thought, that shit's fermented. I'm making my own kombucha. Yeah. I know you're laughing. When you walk into your local health food store in Ipswich, and I think you've got one, you know, and you see my gusset infused kombucha on the shelf, you'll be very fucking disappointed you didn't come up to me after tonight's show and say, here's $1,000, I'd like a 1% share in this very fucking unique business opportunity. Yes, folks, that's the great joy of comedy. Where else would I go to talk this kind of shit on a Saturday night? No, seriously. Like, if I walked into my healthcare professional and said, he'd be like, Mark, I think we need to review your medication. And do you mind me asking, are you hearing voices? I'd be like, I fucking hope so, otherwise this conversation's a complete waste of time. Yeah. I mean, to think, folks, yeah, twice a week I was going to see him, $220 an hour. Stopped all that. Now I just come out to venues like this, I stand in front of people like you and you just laugh at me. It's fucking very therapeutic. But I see you've got one of those big Costco stores, huh? Popular, aren't they? Fuck, people get excited about Costco, they're like, oh my god, it's so cheap! Thinking, there's a reason it's cheap, love. They didn't build a supermarket close to your home. They built a fuck-off supermarket in the middle of nowhere on the side of the motorway. And then they left everything on the pallets and they decided to invite you all over and then they charge you $100 for that fucking... I don't know. I went to that one in Ipswich when I tell you, it was frightening. They were roaming the packs, like roaming the aisles of packs looking for a bargain. Seriously, it was like feeding time at Australia Zoo. Half the people there were wearing animal print onesies. And that was just the adults. Well, it's confronting when you come around the corner tonight and you see a fucking lion and a tiger fighting over toilet rolls. You know? You lean home just go shopping and then suddenly you're confronted with fucking, you're isolated in the middle of a safari. You know, nothing to protect you from the wild animals except a shopping trolley. But I think the bit about the Costco shopping is I don't get this whole idea of people going off and hoarding stuff. Like walking over to a cupboard and going, I've got fucking 500 rolls of toilet paper left, this is great. You know? Because I'll be honest, if there is like a catastrophic event like a nuclear disaster, I won't be checking to see if I still got toilet roll, folks. Oh fuck no. I'll be checking to see if I still got an arse to wipe. No, but seriously. And then what really frightens me about the whole Costco situation is you can buy Costco coffins. Yeah, Costco coffins. I mean, it's fucking frightening. I mean, the very idea that there's people over in the car park in Costco but after an impulse buy trying to load their coffin up. You know what I mean? Rooting around the back of the car trying to get straps, heading off down the motorway, the fucking this thing rattling out of the right angle, pulling into the house and the neighbours looking out the window going, fuck it, did somebody die? Have they started a business? And then the other thought, I hope you thought about it, because these things are coming pre-assembled, folks. You know, they're coming flat packed, yeah? And then there's fucking men putting them together in their sheds at home. I mean, it doesn't bear thinking about. You know, standing back looking at their brand new coffins and going, look, that's not a bad job. And then suddenly realising there's 3 screws on the ground. Yeah, which is all very fine after fucking 6 weeks later when Auntie Betty's getting fucking lowered into the ground. You know, that's the only thing holding her back from a nosedive into the dirt. You know, is some fucking dodgy screw that's got in an angle. And then tell me, where do you put these coffins when you get them home? I mean, they're not discreet, are they? I reckon people are using them as large storage containers. You know? Johnny, can you get another roll of toilet paper for the downstairs loo? Try Dad's coffin. Actually, no, that's where I put the kitchen roll. Try Nan's coffin. Why does Nan need a coffin? I got her one for Christmas. Do you think she'll die before Christmas? Johnny, can you just get the fucking roll of toilet paper? Otherwise, you'll need a fucking Costco coffin. But folks, I feel like the world gives me lots of mixed messages. You know, like for example, my teachers, they said I wouldn't go far, and then my probation officer, he said I went too far. I mean, who should I be fucking listening to? Like, it's very confusing. You know what I mean? But I also feel people get very angry very quick these days, don't they? Like, they're very angry. Like, I'll give you an example. I came out of a disabled toilet the other day. Lady in a wheelie walker, she's like, oh fuck, that took you so long. I said, listen, I'm really, really sorry, I didn't know you were waiting. She brushes past me, pushes me out of the way, and then she said, I don't even know why you were using this facility. You don't look like you've got a disability. I said, well, let's fucking discuss that after you've experienced what I've left and find space for you. Folks, I'll be honest, like, the whole disabled toilet thing, like, I like the disabled toilet. I like the comfort and space and the extra fucking elbow room that I get in there, you know what I mean? For me, it's like the business class of kind of the pooing experience, you know what I mean? You know, like who thought lining us all up in cubicles next to each other with 1.5 feet high for improved airflow was a good idea? No. You know, open plan living is good for some things, but not for fucking toileting. No, seriously. I had a shocking experience recently. I mean, it was a shocking experience, folks. You know what happened? I went camping. So there I am in my shower early morning. I'm lathering myself up in my brand new lemongrass and kakadu plum wash, getting ready for an invigorating day. And then suddenly I realized that the fucking 6 cubicles across from me, they're not showers. No. They're toilets fully locked and loaded with men having their morning poo. That's not a fucking symphony that you want to hear in that hour of the morning. They are sights and sounds that don't make you feel fresh, you know what I mean, and energized for the day. The person that thought that was a good idea needs to be taken out into the town square and beaten a little. Yeah, I join in that process. And if you're against violence, at the very least he needs to sit in that disabled toilet while I'm having a poo, and then he can reflect on whether it still believes it's a fucking shared experience or not. But hipster barbers, let's talk about the hipster barbers, folks, yeah, with their well-manicured, well-oiled beards. Who needs a fucking well-oiled beard? Like, what are they doing with these well-oiled beards except maybe lubricating the odd vagina? No, but seriously, no. The bit I don't like is they're very cocky. Super cocky. They're like, I was sitting in that chair waiting for their haircut, they're like, so what are we doing for you tonight, sir? I was like, have you taken a moment to look at this fucking head of hair? I'm all out of fucking options. Seriously. Most ships have sailed when it comes to this head of hair. This is the hair follicle equivalent of a small tropical island being impacted by climate change. No, seriously. I'm receding on all sides. There's barely standing room left for the little bit of hair that I've got left. So the only thing that we're going to do here, the options we've got left, is you're going to take those clippers, you're going to give me a half all over, yeah? And then when you're finished with that, you know what you're going to do? You're going to attend to my eyebrows and my ears to prevent some sort of wildlife corridor establishing itself between those two fucking entities. Yeah, and then when you're finished, you know what you're going to do? You're going to charge me $40 for that experience. $40. Disgraceful. And then you know what they do? To insult to absolute injury, when they're finished that haircut, they've charged me the $40. They walk over and then they get a big, huge mirror. Yeah, and then they walk to the back of my head, just in case. I have no idea of the rate of deforestation that's occurring back there. They take that mirror and they want to showcase how bald I'm getting back there. Because that's exactly what I want to see at that time. Now folks, could you imagine if people started using mirrors like that in inappropriate scenarios? Ladies, could you imagine if you were naked on the bed on all fours? Suddenly your partner pulled out a huge big mirror from underneath the bed and then went to the end of the bed and said, "Now, you probably don't always appreciate the quality of my workmanship, but I'd like to use this mirror to demonstrate the quality of the pounding that I've provided today." Yeah. I think you can see, using this mirror, that looks very content. Don't you agree? Yes. It's got to look at it like the cat that got the cream. Yes, folks, I went there. Phew. Folks,